The air in the restaurant was thick with a secret I hadn't been told. On my 25th birthday, my grandfather raised his wine glass. "So, Leo," he began, a calm smile on his face, "how are you enjoying the freedom your $2 million inheritance provides?" The world seemed to slow. I had to process the words. What inheritance? The smile fell from my mother's face. My father stared into his plate. My grandfather's gaze, steady and cool, shifted to them. "Then where," he asked, his voice dangerously quiet, "did the money go?" My name is Leo. And until that moment, I believed my family was just private. We didn't discuss finances. Success was something you demonstrated, not something you talked about. I'd moved out, built a life as a graphic artist in a small downtown studio apartment. The faucet dripped, and the neighbors were loud, but it was all mine. I survived on freelance gigs, my bank account a constant source of low-grade panic. My parents, Charles and Deanna, lived in a pristine suburban home that always felt more like a museum. Our calls were brief, always skimming the surface. "How's work?" "Fine." Clicked. The last real gift they gave me was at my university graduation. I was drowning in student debt, and they handed me a heavy, wrapped box. "For your future," my mother said. Inside was a book titled The Path to Financial Independence. I thanked them, my smile feeling like a crack in my face. That night I realized they never intended to help me, so I kept grinding. I took every project, skipped social events, and told myself one day I'd be secure. Then, the studio I worked for let me go. Budget cuts. I came home, defeated, and told my roommate Sam, the one person I could count on. "Your folks will help you out, right?" he asked. I let out a hollow laugh. "They'll tell me to pull myself up by my bootstraps." I called them anyway. "Dad, I lost my job." "That's a shame, son," he said, the TV audible in the background. "I'm behind on rent. I'm stressed." "Well, a little struggle builds character. Anyway, we're taking you to the Oak Room for your birthday. Saturday, 8 p.m. Don't be late." Indebted. "That place is incredibly expensive off." "Don't be dramatic, Leo. It's a celebration." The line went dead. The night of the dinner, I put on my one good shirt. On the bus ride over, I watched families in parks, envying their uncomplicated joy. The Oak Room was all dark wood and soft lighting. My parents were already there, looking polished and untouchable. "Happy birthday," my mother said, offering a cheek for an air kiss. "You look thin," my father noted. "It's been a rough month," I said, but they were already talking about their new car, their recent vacation. I felt invisible. Then the MAF trad escorted a new arrival to our table. My grandfather Arthur, tall and imposing in a tailored suit. My mother's smile tightened. "Father, we didn't expect you." "Wouldn't miss my grandson's birthday," he said, his eyes locking with mine. He sat, ordered a scotch, and made small talk. But there was a tension in the air, a current waiting to spark. Then he turned that calm, devastating smile on me and asked the question that tore my life open. His words hung in the air. "What inheritance?" I repeated, my voice barely a whisper. The silence was absolute. My mother's hand holding her fork was frozen mid-air. My father had gone pale. My grandfather placed his glass down with a soft, final click. "The inheritance from your grandmother. It was left for you. Your parents were the executors. It was to be transferred on your 25th birthday." He turned his head slowly. "Charles, Deanna, care to explain?" My mother forced a laugh. "Arthur, you must be confused. That old thing." "I am not confused," he said, his voice low. He signaled to a server. "We need a private room." Now, we were moved in a blur, our half-eaten meals abandoned. In the quiet, soundproofed room, my grandfather's lawyer was waiting, briefcase open. "Leo," my grandfather said, "this is Mr. Reed. He has the documents." Mr. Reed slid a paper across the table. "The initial estate was valued at $1.2 million. With conservative growth, it should be worth just over $2 million today." "Should be?" I asked. He nodded grimly. "The current balance is $27,000. The number hit me in the chest. $2 million gone. My grandfather's stare was a physical weight on my parents. "We can explain." My father started sweating. "It was for safekeeping. We didn't want him to be irresponsible with it." I couldn't hold back a bitter laugh. "Irresponsible? Like spending it on rent and food? You gave me a book while you were stealing my future." "They didn't just take my money. They took my security." My grandfather raised a hand. "List the transactions, Mr. Reed." The lawyer read from a sheet. "Primary residence mortgage payoff $400,000. 2 luxury vehicle purchases $250,000. Home renovation projects $300,000. Each item was another betrayal. Then he paused, and the purchase of a lakefront cabin, 1.1 million. The title is in your parents' names. I looked at them, my vision blurring. A cabin. My father was pleaded. It was an investment for the whole family. It was theft, my grandfather stated, his voice cold and final. From your son. He looked at my mother. The keys. To the apartment you rented out using his money. She hesitated, then slowly placed a key fob on the table. He pushed it toward me. This is yours. It's 2 years late. I picked up the fob. It felt heavy. My mother began to cry, but the tears felt like a performance. We're family. You can't do this. You should have thought of that, my grandfather said. You'll be hearing from my legal team tomorrow. They left the room, defeated. The air felt different. Leo, my grandfather said, turning to me. I will handle the audit. They will face consequences, but the choice to pursue criminal charges, that rests with you. I looked at the key in my hand. I needed time to think. Take it, he said. But you should know. They were preparing to leave the country. We found one-way tickets to Belize, purchased last week. My stomach dropped. This dinner was their farewell. I left the restaurant, the key burning a hole in my pocket. Sam was waiting when I got home. When I told him, his jaw dropped. They stole $2 million from you. It's not just the money, I whispered. Betrayal doesn't have a price tag, it has a crater. I looked at my city's skyline, and something in me solidified. I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to reclaim what was mine, methodically and completely.